How do I even start this video? Hey guys, so it's been like 6 months since I uploaded a video. That wasn't intentional. Just a lot of stuff has happened since I uploaded that last video, and I thought I better tell you. And if I didn't tell you, things would probably be a bit confusing for everyone. So about an hour after I uploaded my last video, I did something that I never thought I would ever do. I came out to my mum as transgender, and I've now told everyone in my life, except you guys, so this is kind of what this video is. Did I just tell you? I'm transgender. This may come as a shock to a lot of people. It definitely did to people in my personal life. So it probably will to the internet as well. So I thought I'd give you a kind of story about how I came to discover that I am in fact transgender, and what I've been doing in this past 6 months and stuff like that. So I guess we'll start from birth, being ejected out the mothership vagina. Growing up, I was always a tomboy. I never really had any gender issues or sexuality issues, not that those two things are linked in any way, but yeah, I was always a tomboy. I was super happy until we moved to New Zealand. I was depressed, I was suicidal, I was anxious, and that kind of continued until I was a teenager. Then when I was a teenager and all your hormones come in, I got extremely confused about sexuality. Again, sexuality has nothing to do with gender, but this kind of has something to do with the story, I suppose. Yeah, I was super confused about sexuality. I dated guys, but I really fancied girls. There was that kind of negative connotation with being gay or bi or, you know, whatever. Well, at least there was at my school. But I guess there is at every school, especially at that age when everyone is confused about everything and people are dicks sometimes. Then I got into my first serious relationship, and about 3 months into that relationship I knew that something was wrong. The relationship itself wasn't the best relationship. It was bad in a lot of ways, but I was feeling very uncomfortable with playing the part of a girl in that relationship. I was dysphoric about my body. I didn't, like, TMI if my family is watching this, I'm sorry. When it came to sex, I was so uncomfortable. I was dysphoric about my body. I didn't want to, like, I didn't want to be touched. I didn't want to be looked at. And I just didn't like I said, playing the part of the woman in the relationship. Like, I didn't feel comfortable. It didn't feel like me. Fast forward 2 years into that relationship, I was on YouTube and saw a video by a girl called Gigi Gorgeous, who I'm pretty sure you know. I didn't know she was trans, but I was just watching one of her videos and I was reading the comments, and someone was saying something horrible like, oh, I can't believe, like, she has a dick, and I can't believe she's a dude and whatever. And I was like, what? So I went onto her channel and I saw a video that said I am transgender. I had no idea what that meant at all. I'd never heard of that word, but I watched the video, everything clicked, and I knew in my heart of hearts that that is exactly how I was feeling. So for the next 2 weeks, I locked myself in my room and researched everything I could about what being trans was. And I looked at a lot of FTM trans guys on YouTube, and it's like this switch just flicked on, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I felt like I had just, like, God had just told me every secret of the universe. I was like, what the fuck? At the time I was still in that relationship, and the person I was in a relationship with was very homophobic, and also my family were religious, I suppose, at the time, like going to church. And obviously there are some churches in the world that don't agree with the LGBT community. I didn't know if my church was one of those, but I didn't really want to find out, so I kind of repressed all these feelings. And this was when I was 17. From the ages of, I guess, 17 to 21, I would get these bursts of I guess, dysphoria and these feelings about being trans and identifying as a guy, and then I would repress it. And it was just like that throughout those 4 years. So that relationship ended about a few months after I had watched Gigi's video. I got those feelings back, but then obviously the whole family stuff and the church stuff, then, you know, I was feeling it again and I was scared, so I repressed it, and then again I was scared, I repressed it, and it was just like a vicious cycle. There was even one time, probably when I was about 20, where I was genuinely considering getting myself pregnant to make these feelings go away, because I thought if I was pregnant I would, you know, officially be a woman and I would have a child, so I wouldn't get any of these feelings. Luckily, that never happened, but that was genuinely something I was considering and was very close to actively trying. Then it was just before Halloween last year, I decided to call an 0800 hotline and talk to them about these feelings that I was having. And they were really nice and just were kind of answering all my questions, and they gave me a number of a trans psychologist that they knew, and I talked to him and he was great, and he answered all my questions and he made me feel like I wasn't insane. And then it was time to actually tell someone in my personal life, and that was Mum, and that was about 6 months ago, I guess. And she was amazing. She was incredible, as was everybody else that I told. Everyone has just been so supportive, and I didn't expect it, you know, because you hear horror stories of trans people being kicked out of home or being abused or discriminated against, and, you know, I don't know what I deserved to get so lucky in my transition, but I haven't had one negative reaction from anyone, which is incredible, and it's made it easier to be able to progress in my transition as well. I actually started testosterone yesterday, which is incredible, and it's all happened so fast, but it's so exciting, and I just feel right. I feel like me. I have legally changed my name. I still need to change my birth certificate and my passport because I wasn't born in New Zealand, and it's a bit more of a complicated procedure, and I'm not a citizen as well, so yeah, it's a bit complicated. Even though my name has never been in my username for my YouTube channel, if you didn't know, my name before, my birth name, was Sarah, and I've now legally changed it and have been going by this name, geez, for how long now? About 4 months now, and my new name is Jedediah, but everyone calls me Jed, and I love it. I've always loved biblical names, and I just think it's a badass name. So yeah, my name's Jed, and I identify as a trans male. Yeah. Oh, and obviously I cut my hair. I think the last time you saw it, it was short, but it was kind of longer. I think the last time you saw it, it was short and pink and kind of just shitty. So yeah, I cut it. So yeah, I just feel like me, and now I just can't wait for the testosterone to kick in so I can like pass as a male now out in public, and people don't, you know, walk past me and my mum and say, "Oh, don't you ladies look lovely?" Yeah, not cool. So yeah, I've probably missed a load of information out. If I do, I'll put like little like photos or information on the screen now as I'm ending this video. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just feel free to put them in the comments and I'll answer them. I might also do a Q&A as well at some point, so I will probably ask you to ask questions on like Twitter and Instagram, so I will link them down below so you can ask me questions. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope I see you in the next one. So yeah, bye. This looking dapper as per usual.